Hi guys, I'm Shmi, and as soon as I've got home, I'm actually off again. Today, I'm going to be driving over to Germany for the Nürburgring 24 hours. So I've literally just got back to England from Tenerife with McLaren, where I was test driving the new sports series, the 570 GT, and also my next car, the 675 LT Spider. But today, I'm going to be driving in the Porsche Cayman GT4 over to Germany. I've got about a 7 or 8 hour drive ahead of me. I'm actually going alone, so I'm going to be catching up with other people out there. I'm going to be joining up with George Richardson and the Walkenhorst BMW M6 GT3 and following their story through the race over, I think, probably 2 parts to the video. So today I've got a fairly long journey ahead of me, but it's going to be a good car to do it in. I think it's a funny one actually, because even a month ago I did a video saying about the GT4 because people were asking me where is it, and already the questions have come back about where is it. Well, it's here and we're going on an adventure and I'm very excited about it. It's perhaps not the best road trip car and probably not the best for sitting in traffic around the Nürburgring, which inevitably there is going to be a lot of, but I suppose it is kind of my motorsport inspired car. Well, it does come from Porsche's GT division to start, but I also have obviously the Martini race livery on the car, even though it's controversial being on blue, but that's a different topic entirely. The McLaren is still tucked up down there. But obviously, as I have just announced that the car is sold, I am not going to be putting plenty of miles on that one, taking it over to the Nürburgring and back. It's about 800 or something in 3 days. That is not a problem though. I'm going to be taking GT4 and I'm looking forward to driving it for a good stretch. So without any further ado, let's jump in here, fire her up, and get set to depart. Obviously you've got to open the IP valve, and you can hear the burbles are always awesome from this car. Right, so I've already put my bags in, nice and easy. This car has a boot at the front and a boot at the back, so there's tons of space. So all that's left for me to do is to drive out, get on the way first to the Eurotunnel. We've got about a 2-hour drive to get down there, assuming traffic out of London is okay, and we shall see how it goes. In rather standard form, I'm leaving London in morning rush hour, which means horrendous traffic and my navigation system taking me on a rather hilarious route to try and avoid it. Nice little tunnel here, just because. So I'll do my best to try and get out of the city and get to the motorway. Just to be safe, I'm going to fill up at the final petrol station before I get to the Eurotunnel, because I don't want to chance it. I don't want to have problems just in case it all goes horribly wrong and everybody from France is trying to fill up in Belgium, and that might make really long queues. They might be sold out of premium fuel. I don't even know. So I'm going to get my petrol in England, and then it's to the Eurotunnel. I suppose I should film this as I try and enter the petrol station. I seem to have bumped into a group of beetles from Belgium and France, and there are a bunch in front and a whole load behind, and they're basically completely clogging up the entire exit of the service station. Because the motorway goes left, the fuel station goes right, and nobody can go anywhere. Some days just aren't meant to be. Look at the traffic queuing to go to the check-in desks at the Eurotunnel. It actually goes quite a long way back behind as well. So yeah, it's going to take a little while to get through this before I can get to the terminal and then onto the train. It is bank holiday weekend. I probably should have seen this coming. I'm arriving at the terminal, and it's quite clear that a lot of people are heading over for this weekend, because I have just seen an SLR. I'm going to drive around, try and find the cool cars around. I saw an SLR and a Boxer Spider, and I bet you there's some more as well. That's quite exciting. So let's go see what we can find. Well, the Boxer Spider is over there, and the SLR is just here. But I don't want to be too nosy because the couple are sitting inside the car, but I'm going to go straight and board my train. There's also another car event going on in Belgium, so there are a whole load of cars heading over to that. So it's all pretty buzzing here, but let's get on the train and cross to the continent. Ever does a drive through Belgium go by without a traffic jam. I couldn't tell you probably the last time I had a flawless drive across Belgium, heading towards Germany or the Netherlands or anywhere else. You always somewhere get a bad traffic jam, or just find some awful roads, or something goes wrong. It's like, it's completely textbook, and there's nothing you can do about it because you have to go through. Just an annoying place to drive, unfortunately, so not exactly making much progress right now, but on we go, and hopefully it's not too bad. Looking on the bright side, I am sitting behind a Maserati Ghibli. Could be worse. Seen a few nice cars on this drive, but yeah, this is no fun. One I've seen on the road, and it has a fantastic number plate, literally just the word 1. That's awesome. I saw it coming. It had some nice red pinstriping. It's so many nice cars on this journey. Just before that, I had another 911 Turbo, a very nice M4. It's pretty cool today. I'm currently on the highway that drives past Spa Francorchamps, and unsurprisingly, it has started to rain quite a lot, which is fun because I can see the sun on the other side. Now, my car was really quite dusty this morning, as a lot of people commented on today's first Instagram picture. But now it won't be. Now it will be nice and clean, relative. Nothing filthy at the back, very clean at the front. I'm making good progress. I've only got about 45 minutes or so now to where I'm going to be visiting Ring Garage before I stop off to the Rings, the final stretch. Let's hope it goes without any further incident. Here we are at Ring Garage. Part 1 of the mission successful then. I've made it to Ring Garage, where I've visited quite a few times, home of Mr. Boosted Boris. I'm actually going to be staying here tonight, which is wonderful. They have a little hotel attached to the back behind the workshop where teams are getting themselves geared up and based for the N24, because they have 2 cars driving in this year's event, so we'll hopefully spot them as well. But Boris is going to jump in with me now. We're going to go over to the Nürburgring itself, have a look around the paddock, see what's going on, and I gather there's some sort of drift thing later on. I don't really know, I'm just going to roll with it. I need to catch up with George, of course, as well, and George will show us the ropes too. So, pretty uneventful journey, really, in the grand scheme of things. Bit of weather, bit of traffic, standard as you go on a road trip. But here so far, and the roads around here, by the way, absolutely brilliant. Couldn't really film very much because there's not that much to show you, but a car like this is clearly built for A, driving the ring, B, driving the roads around the ring. So we're going to drive over now, head back to the ring, or head over to the ring and see what's what. Fast forward and we're on a scooter, and I'm with George, who's taking us straight in, and he's not able to concentrate on this at all, but we're literally driving into the paddock area, so I'll show you around everywhere in a second. We're off the scooter, so I can finally say hi to George. How are you?
Hello Tim, how are you?
I'm very well. I've had a good drive over.
Good.
And
not too sketchy.
No, not too sketchy at all. But for everyone there, this is going to be a little bit of a kind of an experience and introduction of what it's like coming to the N24. And I'm hoping you can help with some questions and quick fire stuff and tell us everything about what's going on.
Yep.
And the car that's right behind you.
Yep.
And the team and stuff. Just fire at me.
Yeah,
fire
okay.
at me.
So this is the new BMW M6. GT3. And at the moment it's getting torn apart in preparation for the final qualifying session going into the night. And then it gets a little race in the morning.
And I'm just going to interrupt. When you say torn apart, it's quite literally being torn apart. The exhaust going in here.
Yeah, so previous exhaust maybe done a couple of hours and now get a full rebuild. We had a new engine overnight, new gearbox change also. Not much changes inside the car or bodywork wise, and the final sponsors and everything are going on the car now.
Okay.
And essentially preparation for a very long race.
We should come around and talk about sponsors and the team. So
yeah, okay.
Obviously, Walkenhorst BMW.
Yep. So this is the interior of the car. Obviously, you sit quite central in this car, very similar to the DTM.
Yeah.
So there's like this much gap between this roll cage on the other side, which we can see in a minute. And essentially that's all for center of gravity to help set up the car. This is the PlayStation car. You can't fully see it yet. I'm sure we'll have another opportunity to soon.
My audience will make nice comments about the blue.
Yeah.
We like blue on the Shmee on 50 channel.
Yeah. So PlayStation and Gran Turismo. And essentially, yeah. We're just getting ready now.
Everything being set up. And it's quite a busy garage in here as well.
Yeah, that's typical VLN. There's over 210 cars here or something. And it's just crazy, absolutely crazy. There's people running around, final preparations, like I said, and a lot of tired people. They were here till 3 a.m. in the evening, so rebuilding stuff.
So when I noticed outside before we came in,
yep.
Massive stack of tyres.
Yeah.
We've got to go have a look at the massive stack of tyres.
So, yeah, we are Dunlop factory team, so we get all of the Dunlop tyres basically at our disposal. We're involved in a lot of the setup work that goes with the tyres. So essentially, this is what one of the cars will qualify on tonight.
Yeah.
They will get to go in the tyre oven, and that's a wet tyre, obviously. And then we have many thousands of euros of tyres in here, and tyre ovens, which heats the tyre to nearly 100 degrees.
Oh really? Okay.
So we have stacks and stacks of tyres for the various cars we run, and this is like a gas boiler thing that basically rams the heat into them, and they're ready to go on the car. They're absolutely fantastic and buzzing. So we have wet, cut slick, used wet, and full slick.
Okay. There's a lot to that.
There's a lot to digest.
I mean, I'm getting into the tyre game a little bit myself and understanding what the difference. How much tyres make a difference.
Massive.
Especially when you're out here, and then this area especially. So the ground is wet. It's been raining hard, and now we've got some blue sky and sunshine.
Yeah.
And that is basically the Nürburgring area.
It was like 20 degrees this morning as well, which is absolutely crazy.
This place, just the most variable you could imagine. Oh, squeeze through. Rating everybody while they're eating and whatnot.
Team hospitality, where drivers and team eat, have a good feed, which is really important. Coffee machine that gets used overtime, you wouldn't believe. Red Bull.
Oh yeah. That's where I would be.
Team truck, there's a masseuse there.
Yes.
Everybody say hello.
Hello.
That's my teammate Max. And then this is, kit room. As if, like the footballers' changing room.
Yeah. Gear. It's very raw.
Literally everything from your helmet to pairs of boots.
Yeah, the whole gear. I'm actually going to be showing all the gear stuff on my channel quite soon because I'm doing some exciting racing stuff. So I've just kitted myself out with everything.
Yeah.
So I'll be showing all that.
That's cool. Because I have a lot of it. So we have suits for the drivers.
Yeah.
And everybody has their own sort of little station, if you like, to store stuff, and it's all safe
cool.
here.
Well, I mean, the first impression to me, and I'm sure this is the case for everyone out there, is quite how this is hardcore racing. This is like, get the cars in the garages, get all your stuff in here, and you mentioned earlier, there's a bedroom upstairs.
Yeah.
It's the driver's bedroom. You're here for the race. You're here to drive.
This is the Nürburgring. It's a crazy array of people, from people who are on small budgets right through to the factory teams, and we have every sort of car here imaginable. There's a small Opel Astra right through to the M6 GT3. So it's really good, and it supports motorsport right from the ground.
Well, brilliant. I'm looking forward to this weekend.
Good.
Thanks for having me along. Good. I guess as well.
Cool. So,
The cars are out qualifying, and I'm going to use this time to take a quick look around the paddock at some of the cool stuff, like this, the R8 V10 Plus on the left.
and the LMS race car on the right.
Which is kind of awesome actually, the way they have done that. If we just step up here, they've even got half a roll cage and a race seat in one and the road car on the other, which is quite nice. Well done, Audi. We'll go have a look at some more things.
Haribo have a pretty big race team right here. They have a Mercedes 4x4 squared. I went around the Hungaroring with one of those recently and it was insane. Quite cool, nice thing to see in the paddock. Then, over here, we've got the Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo concept. Now, this was a car I actually got to film a pretty awesome video with when it was revealed at the Frankfurt Motor Show last year. This is, of course, pretty topical to the reason what I'm here about, because, of course, I'm with the PlayStation M6 GT3, as you just heard, and this is from the game Gran Turismo, which is, of course, one of PlayStation's biggest selling game series. So, also driving alongside George in the M6 GT3 is Kazunori Yamuchi, who is the founder of Polyphony, the company that made Gran Turismo. So this whole car is basically to do with him, it all ties in, it's all really cool, but I'd recommend you go check out to find a little bit more about this thing if you've got the time to, because it's a spectacularly cool car created just for the game. What a machine. One of the other M6 GT3s, followed by the Scuderia Cameron Glickenhaus SCG003. That thing is just awesome. And the GTR. We've left the paddock and come to the drifting, where quite literally this man, Misha, not Boosted Boris right now, Misha, sorted out parking to bring the GT4 to here. And you can see there's a big crowd over there. There's also a big crowd up behind me here. And also the umbrella man. Guys. Quite literally as we were driving in, that was kind of cool. He's the umbrella man, right here. And we're watching the drifting from the side of the GP circuit, which is kind of cool. Let me try and film some of this. Call it a day then for today. It's been pretty fun getting here all the way from London. I'm actually going to make, I think, 3 parts out of this video. Tomorrow, when the Nürburgring 24 gets underway, we're going to have a proper look around the paddock and see everything that's going on. And then Sunday as well, and I guess a bit of the journey going back home. And I've also got some other plans on Sunday. I think I'm going to head up to Cars and Coffee, Dusseldorf. So there's a lot going on. Tomorrow we'll see all around the paddocks at the Nürburgring itself, drifting and meeting up with George earlier. Everything today has been a whole lot of fun, and I hope you've enjoyed just coming along for the experience of the Nürburgring 24 hours. And it's not going to end here, so stay tuned, check out the rest, and I will catch up with you again soon. Cheers. Audi have released the upgraded version of the RS6, the RS6 Performance, which is what this. Of course, we've got the Brabus 500 G500 4x4, where they actually.